Hey everyone, and welcome to Riff Battle 1971. As you may know, a few weeks ago, we started this little competition off with Riff Battle 1970, wherein I played the top 10 guitar riffs, in my opinion, from the year 1970, and let you guys choose the winner. And without further ado, after millions of views and comments over the past few weeks, sorry, did I say millions? I meant dozens. After dozens and dozens of views and comments over the past few weeks, the winner is... Actually, it got about 1,100 views, so not so bad. Regardless, the winner of Riff Battle 1970 is this classic. I somehow knew that Layla was going to win. It's basically the perfect guitar riff, and many of you felt the same way. So congratulations to Dwayne Allman, Eric Clapton, and Derek and the Dominoes for taking the title in my Riff Battle 1970. We had Funk 49 by Joe Walsh and the James Gang, and All Right Now by Free tying for second place, and Paranoid by Tony Iommi and Black Sabbath pulling out third place. Poor Richie Blackmore and Black Knight was the only riff to garner 0 votes. Surprising that. It's a great bloody riff. Regardless, let's move on to Riff Battle 1971, wherein I'll play my way in no particular order through what I feel are the greatest guitar riffs to come out of the year 1971. And you guys know what to do from here. Drop your vote down in the comments section for what you feel is the greatest guitar riff of 1971. And in a few weeks, we'll do this all over again when we look at the year 1972. All right then, let's start this battle off straight out of the gate with an absolute banger of an open G rock and roll riff from Keith Richards and the Rolling Stones. There's a few great classic riffs from the band's 1971 Sticky Fingers album, including the great classic riff to Brown Sugar, but in my opinion, this one tops them all. Let's have a look at what contender number 1 is. Contender number 2 in my Riff Battle Royal 1971 is a chill little riff from a somewhat of a one-hit wonder rock pop band at the time from London, England called Argent. Now, Argent isn't exactly a household name these days, but most of you will recognize this classic track once you hear it. It's a great bloody early 70s rock track and a great riff. Let's give the riff a listen. Contender number 3 is by Tony Iommi and Black Sabbath, with a, I suppose, less high-profile riff and track from the band's 1971 album Masters of Reality. Now, of course, riff master Tony Iommi is going to be here. He was totally at the top of his game in 1971, which really goes without saying, I suppose. Now, as you may know, he was also in my 1970 list and will likely be on the next few lists as well, no doubt. We're tuned down a whole step and a half for this one, with one of the heaviest doom-laden riffs of all time, at least in my opinion. Let's see what it is. Contender number 4 for the greatest guitar riff of 1971 is from Neil Young with Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. I almost forgot this one upon putting these contenders together. I had to remove another entry at the last minute to make way for it because this one definitely deserves to be here for sure. Just a classic Neil Young riff, and let's check it out. Number 5, greatest riff contender from 1971, is easily one of my favorite riffs, and I kind of hope it wins. It's such a strange and angular riff, but it's so famous and well known that most people don't really think of it that way. But try learning it and playing it. It's very clever. It's from the very underrated guitarist Martin Barre and Jethro Tull from the band's 1971 album Aqualung. The song and riff was actually written by bandleader Ian Anderson, not Martin Barre, but he played it on the album, so he's getting the credit. Let's check it out.
Sitting on the park bench, eyeing little girls with bad intent. Snot running down his nose, greasy fingers smearing shabby clothes. Hey, Aqualung, drying in the cold sun, watching as the pretty panties run. Hey, Aqualung, feeling like a dead duck, spitting out pieces of his broken lung. Oh, Aqualung.
My contender number 6 for greatest riff of 1971 goes to Jimmy Page and Led Zeppelin. Like Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath, I think Jimmy is going to be on a number of these lists going forward as the 70s progress. This is easily one of Page's greatest and most well-known riffs, and its inclusion should surprise nobody. Let's see what it is.
Hey, hey, mama said the way you move
Moving on, contender number 7. Contender number 7 is from the great Ronnie Wood and the British band The Faces, with just a slick and sleazy little riff that's always been one of my favorites. Nice to have finally got around to learning how to play this fantastic riff. Let's check out contender number 7 in Riff Battle 1971. Contender number 8 in Guitar Riff Battle Royal 1971 is from Super Duper Alice Cooper and the classic guitar duo of Glenn Buxton and Michael Bruce. I think Bruce wrote this one, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so do not quote me. Stemming from the band's album Love It to Death, the first of 2 albums the band would release in 1971, the other being the fantastic Killers album, it would be the breakout single that would propel the band to huge levels of success throughout the rest of the 70s and beyond. Let's see what it is if you couldn't have guessed already. Contender number 9 is from one of the weirdest and strangest high-charting rock tracks ever recorded. A 6.5-minute long jazz rock prog track with no lyrics other than some operatic wailing and yodeling. This early 70s Dutch band blew the doors off most conventions of rock and roll music at the time. That band was Hocus Pocus, and this, Focus, the opening riff, was performed by the Dutch guitar phenom Jan Akkerman. Let's give it a listen. And finally, contender number 10 in our Guitar Riff Battle 1971. This riff and song is often mistaken for the band Creedence Clearwater Revival, and for good reason, because it sounds a hell of a lot like Creedence Clearwater Revival. Alan Clark and the band The Hollies actually got sued by John Fogerty for stealing and rewriting the band's classic Green River. Fogerty won. The Hollies lost. Regardless, it's an absolutely dynamite opening riff progression and well worthy of a spot here in our little competition. Fun as hell to play as well. Let's give it a listen. Well, there you have it. Riff Battle 1971. I certainly hope you enjoyed that nearly as much as I enjoyed learning and playing some of these classic riffs from 1971. Drop your vote down below in the comments section for your favorite, and we'll tally them up in a few weeks when we have a look at 1972. If you've stumbled upon this video without seeing my previous 1970, I'll put a link to the 1970 battle video down below in the description box. Thank you for watching. Hope you're well in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may be. Drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already. That would be very nice indeed. And you guys take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.